This is the first time that we have reviewed this brand on this channel, and I'm excited. I hope you are too. What's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on a shoe that is pretty expensive, I must say. However, in the grand scheme of things, when we are comparing the retail price to this, to something similar that we see on the regular on this channel, like say an Air Jordan Retro, the quality of materials, the overall performance package, as well as the overall craftsmanship is just kind of like, I don't know, leaps and bounds better than the rest.
Wow.
And that is these bad boys right here. This is the Elevon X. And I gotta say, I am pretty impressed by these. Like, I wouldn't say that it takes a lot to impress me, but when we're talking about brands that I haven't like messed with before, even though I do have a pair of Hokas, there are these right here, and I think that these are really cool. But this, even in comparison to that, this is a crazy nice product, and it's cool to see. Now, first things first, this is the box that they come in if you've never purchased a Hoka product. Most of them do come in a box similar to this. It's blue, it opens up just like this. It's pretty simple, it's nothing fancy or anything like that. So that's one thing where if we're gonna make a tiered list and check off boxes, kind of like if you go to Best Buy and you're trying to compare an item. If you're gonna put this next to, say, a Jordan Retro product, presentation might be a little bit better over on the Jordan brand side. But as a lot of people like to say, you can't wear the box, so that's where we're gonna deep dive into the product. But before we do, if you've been paying attention to my personal socials, which would be the Nightwing account, as well as the Chris, the guy from WearTesters, I did tease that we do have some really cool socks coming. They are in collaboration with Serious Player Only. I personally believe that Serious Player Only has some of the best performance socks around right now. They're pretty much all that I use. If you see the thumbnails and the B-roll footage from a lot of the recent performance reviews, and you're wondering, hey, what kind of socks are you wearing? That's it. So yeah, we have some WearTesters designed versions that just have WearTesters icons on them. I think that they're really cool. They are releasing on October 28th for those of you guys interested, and we hope to see them on your feet soon. Now, as far as the shoe itself is concerned, this is supposed to be a lifestyle product for a performance brand. So I think that something like this is very interesting just because Hokas are kind of like known as, I don't want to call them dad shoes, but they're kind of in line with the On brand. But basically, they're known for doing stuff like this. This is actually another lifestyle take on one of their performance models. I found these at Ross, and I meant to do a video on them, but I never got around to it because there are so many freaking shoes releasing that we're trying to keep up, and it's hard.
That's what she said.
But yeah, if we're comparing just this shoe right here to this shoe, there's not really a comparison. This is a full-on premium product, and they retailed roughly the same. So it's like really interesting. And even over at Ross, I see a lot of Hokas at Ross. The discounts, they're still expensive. Out the door for something like this is still 80 bucks at Ross. But either way, this right here is just a different beast for the brand. And I think that it's really cool to see because not only is it catering towards lifestyle, but they didn't forget any of their performance features. So if you wanted to take these out for a spin, you definitely could. And that starts off with the traction right here. We've got an interesting rubber outsole right there. It's got just a non-slip pattern, which doesn't look like it would be non-slip, but in the running world, this stuff works really well. By the way, before I forget, if you ever wanted performance reviews on Hokas and all of this kind of stuff, they're always available over at WearTesters.com. But either way, as you can see, this is where they reduce a lot of weight on the shoe itself, especially for something that looks as thick as this. We're gonna take out the little cardboard shoe tree, and you'll see that they weigh less than a lot of basketball shoes. And just in case you were wondering about the green ones, these are way lighter, and they actually feel like that in hand and on foot. But yeah, this outsole feels like a beast. There's actually a little bit of texture to it. It's hard to see on camera and things like that, but if you feel it, like you can actually feel it. It's really cool. It's thin, it's everywhere where you would need it, high wear areas especially. And so yeah, I think it's a good move. The midsole itself is really interesting because this is kind of what Hoka is known for, which is these thick, chunky ass midsoles. These things are wild. Now, way back in the day when Hoka first started like coming up, I did try them out and I never found them to be truly comfortable. It was just a really thick slab of EVA. However, since then, they have really fine-tuned things where these midsoles are ridiculously comfortable. Even something like this, which uses the Clifton midsole, and they reuse this kind of tooling across multiple models, it works really well. It's dumb comfortable. Like putting on something like this is like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's not gonna be like a revolutionary experience or anything, but if you're used to wearing retros,
hold on to your butts.
And then on top of that, you have this weird rocker effect right here at the toe. So while you're rolling into your stride, you can feel it kind of like dip down a little bit, and that's for a spring-like effect. The setup does feel like a dual density setup. So there are two different colors here. There's this kind of like off-white color or cream color. That feels like a firmer EVA. And then there's this top line section that's textured and it's gray. And that's a much softer EVA, both of which are super comfortable, but definitely one is firmer than the other. The one that's closest to your foot is the most comfortable version or the softest version. And then all of that is actually stabilized with this Pebax plate that runs throughout the shoe. You can see it all the way through there. It's that green thing. And again, for a lifestyle shoe, and they're putting this type of stuff in it, it's awesome. And we haven't even gotten to the materials yet.
I love it.
In case I didn't mention it, the shoe is $200. So again, it's really comparable to a lot of stuff that you see on this channel, price-wise. But again, the overall product is just a better product, you know what I mean? So speaking of those materials, there's genuine everything on this particular shoe. That is not normal for Hoka, just keep that in mind. Their shoes are generally very expensive, but they're very much catered towards a performance running market. And I was just really surprised to see that as far as a markup is concerned, these aren't that much more expensive than some of their performance offerings. Like I believe, if I remember correctly, these did retail for around the 200 mark. They might have been slightly over, I cannot actually remember. They came out in various colors, all tonal. This is a textile and synthetic base on top of that Clifton like reused midsole tooling. So again, all of those cool performance features, but nothing premium, you know what I'm saying? Whereas this one flips the script. Everything's premium from the midsole up, even the laces and the tongue. Sounds super weird, even the pull tabs. So yeah, the upper itself is full on nubuck. Like this is buttery. Like I wish that this came on a Jordan, but at the same time, if it did, we might be paying $400 retail. The shoe even comes with this card right here inside the box. It specifically states, due to the handcrafted nature of this product, slight variations in color and texture may occasionally occur. Colors may bleed or transfer when wet or subjected to abrasion. Essentially, it's letting you know that they're using really good shit on here, which is why you'll see differences in color and texture, which you can actually see on my pair. You've got the right pair, looks perfect. This left pair, especially this panel right here, looks a little wrinkly. Why is that? It's because it's actual hide. On top of that, it's not heavily coated with polyurethane, so it doesn't look extremely perfect. So when you see a review on something like, say, the Air Jordan 14 Black Toe for 2024, and you see the upper is like uniformly perfect, and then they go and state on sneakers that it's a premium. No, it's not. If it were, it would look flawed. This, on the other hand, is a completely different beast. Really great nubuck on this. It even smells like this smells like it belongs inside of a Nordstrom shoe shelf. You know what I'm saying? Like when you walk in there, you know how you can just smell like luxury goods? It's got a very distinct smell of premium materials. This is that. And then when you move down, this white rand right here, no idea why they've done that, but it's actual leather. They could have totally have made that textile for breathability or for whatever other excuse they wanted to use. And instead they were like, actually, we would like to go premium and then more premium. So yeah, this stuff right here is just butter. There is textile on the shoe. It's right at the toe. Kind of a good move because that's where all of your heat is going to be. And so that's where it can all escape.
Look, here's something. Escape.
And even the insole is not half bad. Like this thing actually has some bounce to it. It's pretty interesting. I'm not going to say that this is a complete piece of shit, but I'm also not going to say that it's the best insole around. It just isn't a cheap one, like noticeably cheap, like Ortholite, the light blue one. And on top of all of that, there's still a heel counter back there. Again, just in case you wanted to run in this thing, it's awesome. Like this feels like somebody really sat down and was just like, what is Hoka about? And how could we elevate the product to be premium, but without forgetting what Hoka is about? Now, as far as sizes is concerned, go true to size, you should be good to go. I actually don't know if Hoka does do wide, like how other brands do, like New Balance, and even Nike has gotten into that for like Nike running and stuff. So I don't know if they have wide options. If you know and you wanted to let people know in the comment section, that'd be great. I do know that they usually do fit wide footers just fine. You ran your marathon in a pair of Hokas.
I did.
So yeah, and you were fine, right? So yeah, most of them are textile based. That's what I mean, is that that's like more accommodating than anything else. This premium stuff, it's so nice and soft that you just wear this, it'll break in and you should be good to go. It'll fit like a glove eventually. But yeah, true to size, that's what I would recommend. I think that they fit awesome. And with that being said, what is today's question of the day?
Do you still have the very first shoes that Mrs. Wing gave you?
Very very first ones were those globes, I think.
I know.
Yeah, and those don't last forever. Those had polyurethane midsoles. I wish that I do or did, because that is one of my favorite skate shoes ever. It's the Globe Chet Thomas 4s, the CT 4s. I had a ton of those things, man. I had a bunch of colors. I had the gray with the orange. My favorite was the black with the red. I even bought them like later on. I think it was in our honeymoon, and they still had like this random pair at some skate shop, and I was like, yes. So yeah, I got them again there. But yeah, you got me a pair that were very playoff looking, I think, like a Chicago-esque colorway. They were white with black and a little bit of red. And yeah, I loved all of them, man. Like that is a great shoe. I do have the retros, or at least I have one, and it's of the basic colorway. It's like the kind of like brownish tan and the blue and a little bit of red. So yeah, I just really love those shoes. I think that they're awesome. The retros don't fit like the old ones, so that's kind of a bummer. But I just think it's a fantastic shoe. I love how, like, if we're talking like bulk, like something like this, like those are the type of bulky shoes that I like to wear. But no, I don't have them anymore. I wish that I did. Like I said, those shoes don't last forever. I don't have any of my original ones of those. I don't have any original skate shoes at all. I used to have a whole bunch of them, and they do fall apart. They were using polyurethane even in the early 2000s, and those midsoles, as we all know, crumble. I can't like flip this question onto them.
No, I have not bought
Yeah,
them
you haven't
any
bought
shoes.
anybody else a different shoe.
You can ask them.
I don't know if they're with that person anymore.
Yeah, with their significant other. I guess,
Whoever
has a
you're with.
romantic partner ever purchased you a shoe?
Yeah, that is a good question. Has a partner of yours, romantic partner, ever purchased you a pair of shoes? And if so, what is it? And do you still have it in your possession? On top of all of that, let us know what you think about these bad boys in the comment section. Is the retail price scaring you off? Are all of the performance and premium features really drawing you in? Sound off below and let us know. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it, especially on off-ball videos like this. I know that this is not usually our normal demographic, but I think that this is something worth looking at. So again, thank you so much if you're still here. We really appreciate you guys. We will catch y'all on the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one. So anytime you see something like, say, an Air Jordan 14, which we just did a retro review on, so anytime you see anything like, say, the Air Jordan 14 Black Toe, which we just did a performance review on, f me in the ass. Why do I keep saying wrong God. Sorry. I get so mad at myself for being an idiot. Anyways.
So intense.
I get genuinely pissed off at myself when I can't speak. It's like, come on, man. It's not like you do this for a living.